It's Friday Funday! Welcome to Cheap Comic Collector. Today we're looking at a Disneyana fountain, a Richie Rich comic book that I recently read, which actually had a surprising story in it. And we're going through the box of books I got from Sandman Mystery Comics in one of his sales. So, including the giveaways I won for the 100 channel subscriber giveaway. So, see you soon.
It's Comic Book Friday, we got the stash. Oh yeah! Pages yellow, but we're making cash. Cheap heroes flying, making moves so fast. Woo! In this funky time warp, it's a blast. Comic shops buzzing like bees in a hive. Vintage tales bringing them alive. Yeah. Collector's paradise where dreams reside. Flip through the pages, taking that ride. Comic Book Friday, swinging to the beat. Getting those deals ain't it neat? Heroes and villains all meet and greet. Woo! Dancing in the aisles, moving our feet. Found a gem from 42, Captain Bold, tales untold, worth their weight in gold. Mad scientist with a plan so cold. Now it's new to cherish and hold. Super fans unite with the shout. Yeah! Cheap comics, there's no doubt. Woo! Every hero story we tell. In this funky mission, no one leaves out. Comic Book Friday, swinging to the beat. Getting those deals, ain't it neat? Heroes and villains all meet and greet. Woo! Dancing in the aisles, moving our feet.
Hey guys, welcome to Cheap Comic Collector. It's Friday Funday. Got a lot of good stuff planned today. Not only are we going to be looking at the Disneyana fountain and the other things I mentioned, but also we have the first episode of Rob in Space, which you may have already seen already. I premiered it on Crazy Hungarian's Friday Night Live show last week. I released it as its own episode. But the reason I'm showing it on here is because I believe this is where I will release new episodes as they occur as part of this show. And then they'll also get released as their own little single bit. Don't expect them to be very long, just a few seconds, honestly. Probably less than a minute or so. And except for the first one. After this one, because this is just kind of like the intro song, and then the next episode will kind of be like the scenes from the intro, but with narration, so you kind of know what's going on. It's Rob's journal entry 0001, stuff like that. And then kind of give you a gist in case you didn't realize what was going on in the video, because there's a few things that are like, it's doing what I want it to do, but it's not quite obvious without some narration. So anyway, now that I said that, I should probably just go ahead and play the video, and I didn't pull it up, so let me grab it real quick. And then when we come back, I'll be on the other camera. Where is it? Oh, it's in the... Try to move it to another folder. Here it is. Hope you like it.
Lost in the stars where the sky has no end. Rob's got a plan, but
no signal to send. Crash landed hard on this alien ground. Strange creatures lurking all around. Rob in space, he's making a stand, exploring the unknown in a far-off land. With his wits and a hope burning bright, he'll find his way through the endless night. Laser beams flash as he runs through the haze. Alien moons light his wandering days. Spacesuit patched with some duct tape and grit. He's stranded, but he's never gonna quit. Weird plants glow and the air feels alive. Rob's learning fast just to survive. Hunting for water and fighting for fire. Dreaming of Earth keeps him inspired. Rob in space, he's making a stand, exploring the unknown in a far-off land. With his wits and a hope burning bright, he'll find his way through the endless night.
Sorry about that. It wasn't supposed to start playing again. Anyway, hope you like that. I had a lot of fun making that. That was cool. So our first item today that we're taking a look at is the Disneyana fountain. I haven't run this very much. It's kind of a boring fountain, to be honest. It's because the water doesn't come up from up top here where Winnie the Pooh is, or and Tigger and Piglet as they're about to jump into the old swimming hole. Got Eeyore down here. It'd be cool if there was water, like a waterfall or something, but all it does is come out of this hole right here and go into here. It overflows into this second pool up front, and then it gets sucked in here and goes around and comes back out again. So just kind of a relaxing water sound if you wanted a water fountain in the backwards. I did put some water in it and run it. Didn't feel like it was exciting enough to share the running water with you. But one thing that did happen was that it cleaned out a nest of ants that were living inside of it. There's one now, actually. When I ran the water through it a little bit, there was a bunch of little things floating in it, and I thought it was dust, just from it sitting for years, and was emptying it out into the sink, and I was like, oh, that looks like ants, and a couple of them started to move a little bit, and then I've like that one there that I just squished. I see there's another one right there. So I have these little ants all over my house. I've never been able to get completely rid of them. The bug sprays, the ant baits and all that stuff, none of that stuff works anymore. They'll if I spray Raid on a place where there's ants, I swear within 24 hours they're back in the exact same spot. That's how bad the sprays and stuff are now. But anyway, there's I need to spray some on this thing, I guess, because there are ants still on here. I thought I drowned them all out, but they're still coming through. Maybe I should just let it run with water for a while. Anyway, a lot of detail on this one. I don't want to put it upside down because there's still like little overflow water in that bottom one that washes out once you dump it, and it kind of backs out again. A lot of detail and a lot of fun. I think I either bought this for my mom as a present or somebody gave it to us as a present. I don't have a lot of fountains. I have a big fountain, a bigger fountain that my sister gave me, but I don't really remember where this one came from. I may have gotten this for my mom and then just really never gotten another one because I was disappointed in the water. I mean, kind of expected the water to come up from up here somewhere, and it just was one little stream there. So anyway, that's that. It's pretty cool for what it is. It's heavy too. And then we'll take a look at Richie Rich Bank Books, number 28 from 1977. I was sitting here the other day reading, I just grabbed this to read because I hadn't read a Harvey in a while, and it was sitting here, and I forget. I was waiting for a video to load or something, and just didn't really feel like continuing to do anything, so I took a break and read this. And typical gag on the cover, and this is the one that surprised me a little bit. It's got a Casper ad for Hostess cupcakes. Those are fun. The ever-present ad in Harvey telling the zillions of titles that they were coming out with. And then you have this story, Richie Rich and the Haunted Playhouse. So his mean cousin Reggie Van Doe is in this with his girlfriend Gloria. They're taking a swim in the pool, and they have a new friend named Cynthia, which I don't know who Cynthia is. Never heard of her. I don't know if that's a character. Maybe that's a real person that they wrote into a story because it just seems a little out of place. Maybe they felt they needed another girl in the story for some reason. She doesn't really play an important role. She's just there as a friend. So it makes me think that maybe they wrote her into the story for a specific reason, that maybe it was someone they knew or something like that as far as the creators are concerned. But anyway, Reggie being his usual obnoxious self, and they decide to visit some of Richie's playhouses, and they end up in this haunted playhouse that was brought over from the moors. And the story is that there's still some kind of a monster in there guarding a treasure. And so you can see by the art that it's a little unusual for a Richie Rich Harvey story. And this is a one-page gag. They used to do this. For whatever reason, they used to split up the stories into chapters instead of just doing one story. And then they would put in a filler or something in between. And this filler is actually pretty cute. Richie overhears these guys planning on robbing a bank. And they're bank robbers, right? So he leaves them a trail of money that they're picking up as they go, and they're not watching where they go, and so they follow him right into a police station. Thought that was kind of clever. But then it's back to the Monster Walks story. And what's unusual about this one is that the monster is real. Now, usually when Harvey did a story of this type, the monster would end up being, a robot or an invention of Professor Keenbeans or something. But in this story, the monster is actually a monster. I mean, you keep looking for clues to see if it's whatever, But when he chases the kids outside, he actually turns to dust. He dissolves in the rain because after 100 years old, he was nothing but dust. So he chases him out into the rain, dissolves into nothing. And that's pretty much, other than a little gag ending at the end about the treasure, that's it. That's the story of the monster. That's all you get. So, it was supposed to be a real monster. There was no other explanation like there usually is. So that took me by surprise, and I thought, oh, that's cool. I liked it like that. I thought that was great. And then there's a letter column, actually. And Cadbury story as a backup, where he has to be rude for a day in order as his membership initiation into the Butler club, basically some kind of fancy club for butlers. I don't know. But as luck would have it, uh, Mrs. Rich asks him to go uh, look after Reggie at the Van Doe estate. So, and he doesn't mind being rude and obnoxious to Reggie. So, just kind of a funny little story where he's rude instead of being the perfect butler, and Reggie gets what he deserves, and so on and so forth. So, but what took me by surprise was the monster, uh, being real, basically. So that's pretty cool. Richie Rich Bank Books number 28, 30-cent cover, so 1977. I would have been 10 years old when this came out. All right, and then the other surprise for today, and I'm going to switch back to my regular camera for this one, or not my regular camera, but the other one. There we go. Is I thought we'd have fun with an animated cover. Been a little while since I animated a cover. And something that something that took me by surprise last night was I was looking through some of my old videos, some of the music videos. I replay them every once in a while just because I enjoy the music too. And the first one, the Funko Pop song, the very first one I did, it said it came out 4 months ago. I was like, I've only been doing this for 4 months? Really? I've been playing with the AI songs and music and stuff for only 4 months. It seems like it's been a lot longer than that because I do it so much, I guess. But yeah. So anyway, today we were gonna animate a cover, and that's what we're gonna do. So I was watching Metarog's video. Man, my brain's not working today. I'm sorry. He was showing the cover work at Charlton. Mike Zeck. Yeah, I could not think of the guy's name. By Mike Zeck. And he was showing this cover, and I was like, oh, that looks like a cool one to animate. And so I basically stopped watching and started animating it. I have several different versions to show you. This one is one of the better ones, actually. It's cool because it kind of gives it a 3D effect, which is what I wanted to go for with this cover. I basically told it, the man is struggling with the monster, and the guy at the top of the stairs is laughing because they actually placed the Baron Werewolf logo box like he's at the top of the stairs. So I thought that was clever. I thought that was cool that they did that, and so I wanted him to be part of the scene as well. And as cool as this is, I wasn't completely happy with it because the monster's not moving. The guy's not moving. The monster's moving a little bit, but most of the motion is coming from the guy laughing at the top of the stairs. So I was like, this is cool, but not quite what I want. So I kept going. And this one was kind of neat because the monster is doing something. I didn't really like the fact that the guy turned around. And then Baron Werewolf magically transforms into that guy laughing down the stairs. He comes down the stairs a little bit to watch. Would have been cool. Would have been a lot cooler if he'd have stayed looking like Baron Werewolf. But it also didn't really have the 3D effect that I was trying to create. But other than that, it was pretty cool. If I'd have got this one the first try, I might have stopped there. But I was just laying in bed having fun, so I kept going. And this one, it did this one. This one was kind of cool because the monster basically takes him out, starts dragging him or something. and but then it turns the logo of the comic book into whatever that is up there, a window, a portal, I don't know. And then there's this other guy at the top of the stairs, which I can't tell who or what he's supposed to be either. AI just adds this stuff, right? It randomly throws stuff in there based on something. You don't really know what. And oh, sometimes you don't quite get what you want. Sometimes you get more. Sometimes you get less. Sometimes it just sits there and doesn't do anything. But these are all pretty cool. And I did toss out some that I didn't show you because I probably did about 25, 30 altogether. Because it does 5. You can set it to do 5 at a time. And I basically kept 1 or 2 from each batch, I think, to show you today. And then we have this one, which this one I liked because the guy's struggling a little bit instead of just sitting there. But what took me by surprise on this one is as it scans over, you can see bookshelves, right? It's a library. You can see bookshelves over there a little bit where it scans back as well. And I didn't tell it was a library, right? It knows it's a library because it sees it say library on the picture. So it can read the text in a picture. I did not know this before. This is new information for me. That means like in my scene right now where I have all the white boxes and the note from Dr. Silverage up there on the wall and so on and so forth, if it can read any of that, it maybe would take something and actually incorporate that somehow into the photo. I used to have a Hulk poster on that wall back there, where it's blank. I think it's fell down because I had taken it off to move it up closer after the calendar was done for last year. I moved it up closer up here because I wanted to see if I could get it to interact with me interacting with the Hulk poster. It wouldn't really do it. But every video I did that after that had the Hulk in it. It had a big Hulk like statue or whatever, no matter what scene it was, as long as it started with this scene and that Hulk poster was there. And I couldn't figure out why the heck it was putting the Hulk in every scene. Finally realized it was because it was seeing the Hulk in that poster and just automatically adding it in. So I put it back on the wall again, didn't have a problem again, but at some point it fell down. I got to go pick it up. But anyway, it's just kind of behind the scenes info on dealing with the AI stuff and how this works. But I found it fascinating that it read the word library. So it knows it's supposed to be a haunted library because it read it. Because I didn't tell it that. And then this one impressed me. Oh, no, this isn't that one. Sorry. This one, it was like, okay, this is interesting. I didn't know why it made it blurry a little bit. And then it came down here and it was like, okay. And then it's like, well, who the heck is that guy? and who's the shadow? And I was like, okay, well, it's interesting, but it's not what I'm looking for, right? And then there was this one, which again, big library. So cool. It was cool to me that it knew it was supposed to be a library, or it thinks it's supposed to be a library because it says library. So that one's kind of neat, but again, it wasn't giving me that 3D effect that I was looking for. It did a little bit, but not. I wanted that camera turn. So I put in some camera instructions, and it gave me this. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It's not doing what I asked it to do because I told it at this point, I think I was telling it the monster, because I was trying to get some kind of action from the guy and the monster. So I think I told the monster drags the guy under the stairs and the guy at the top of the stairs laughs. Okay, well, it completely ignored the landing there with the stairs that were in there. It made its own stairs. And instead of him dragging them under the stairs, he's dragging him up the stairs. But there's the guy laughing at the top. So it kind of did what I wanted. But it looks cool, right? It's the way it turns and gives it kind of a darker effect, helps the 3D effect. It's very neat. I really like that one. But I tried it one more time to see what would happen, and I got this one as well. Which not a whole lot of movement there, but it's a cool 3D effect. Um, and again, not real thrilled with the thing at the top. What I found interesting was it added these signs up here behind the guy, the extra guy. I tried reading them; they're unreadable. They're just, I guess it just put that up there because it thinks the box with the price and stuff is a sign. Um, but all of these were pretty cool. I think this one was probably my favorite. That one, and then there was another one too that had a pretty good 3D effect. Um, this one. So yeah, that's the first one I showed you. That actually came a little bit later when I was working on them, trying to get the 3D effect to work. So the 3D effect with the camera turns and stuff, slight camera turns, that really adds a lot to it. And these turned out really neat. I really liked how these turned out. I think the one with him going up the stairs is probably my favorite because there's actually something going on. The other one got a cool 3D effect with them moving back and forth, but it's not. There's not really anything going on. The monster's not moving. The guy's not moving. In this one, there's actually some action happening. So those were fun to make. I hadn't done one in a while, um, and I saw when I pulled this cover off of Grand Comics database to to work with it. I saw there was a lot of covers for Haunted Library that look like they would be fun to work on. So I might go through those and make some of those into like a Halloween type video for Halloween time or something if I remember to do it. But these were a lot of fun. I really enjoyed these. So if you have a cover you'd like to see me animate, go ahead and leave a comment about it. Just tell me what cover, what issue, and I will I'll look it up and see what I can do with it. And maybe we'll spotlight the cover you chose on a future episode. And I have to. I guess I'll just go over to back to the other camera. Or I can just change scenes. There we go. That works. And I still need to go back to my other camera though. I did it. Hooray. All right. So that leaves us with the stuff I got from Jim, Sandman Mystery Comics, right? And I was on his 100th subscriber giveaway show, uh, playing along with everybody else. And I answered a trivia question, and I got the Stargirl series DVDs, which is cool. This is a great show. If you haven't seen it, it's a fun show to watch. There's 3 seasons, and so I won that. And then I thought that's all I could win, but they went ahead and let me win again because this was for answering a trivia question. And I got the Longbow Hunters Volume 3 and 4 by Mike Grell, Green Arrow Longbow Hunters. Great series, a lot of fun, a lot of great Mike Grell artwork. I think it was 6 issues. 2 and 3. This isn't 3 and 4. I'm sorry, 2 and 3. And I got to check see if I have these or not. I'm not sure if I do or not. But these ones are a little beat. So if I do have them, these will probably go into my collection. And then if I have nicer copies, they'll go into a sale. But fun stuff. So thank you, Jim, for the giveaways. Appreciate that. And then I had bought two treasury size books from him, and I don't know if we can even get this all in the camera. I could try and adjust my camera up, but then we'll lose it for the other way. I guess I could show this way, maybe. They're so big. There's a, this is a the regular Green Arrow comic here, right? So these came out, I think, back in the '90s. I want to say. I kind of forget. Um, I got a good price on these. I got both of them for $15. I think he originally had 10 on them, and this one originally was $7.95. So it was quite a while ago. 2002 actually. So wow, over 20 years old these are. And of course, they're all Alex Ross. So this first one tells the secret origins. So it just tells a lot of. It's got this little story, little introductory story about seeing the heroes when they show up or something, and then they got little 2 and 3 page stories of various characters. So you got Superman origin, you got Batman, Wonder Woman, all Alex Ross art, The Flash, and of course you can see how they did it in the main color of the characters. You got Green Lantern, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, Green Arrow, Hawkman, the Atom, Captain Marvel, Plastic Man, the Justice League of America. And then it's got this beautiful center spread. Great. And then it's got an interview with Alex Ross in the back. And it's just a very cool book. I honestly am a little disappointed in it because I thought it would be more stories. I thought it would be like a comic book version of their origins, not like a poster version of their origins. But that's okay. That's perfectly fine. And the art is just incredible. Very cool to get these. And what I do with these is I store them in my magazine boxes along with my Conans and stuff like that. But I put them in the side. I put them like this on the side. And then we have this one, the JLA Liberty and Justice. So this one should be more of a story bit. It's a much thicker book. This one was originally $10. And this is from 2003. I mean, you can imagine, look how thick this is. You can imagine what they would cost for one of these now. It'd probably be $30 at least, if not more. And they'd have an alternate version that cost $50 because it would have a sketch cover or something. But same team, story by Alex Ross and Paul Dini. And it's a Justice League story. Now, I always find books like this quite difficult to read because they're so big. It's not like you can just sit there, relax, and hold it. You have to be like, almost read it at a desk and lean over it to get the words and stuff. So it's to me they're more of an art book than they are a reading book. I mean, I will read this at some point, but Very cool. And I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. I mean, if this is supposed to be like an untold story of the early Justice League, that because it gives me early vibes because of the characters that are in it and so forth. But then they add some other stories in, people in later. So there's Metamorpho. Just amazing stuff. Oh, nice. Nice. Look at that. Look at Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman there. That's beautiful. Hawkman. So yeah, just great artwork in those. And then I got a bunch of dollar pulls from him, right? Sometimes he does dollar pulls where it's a mystery pull. You buy 5, you get 2 extra free or something like that. So basically it's 7 books for $5, but you don't know what you're gonna get. So this is what I got during this pull. I'd done the pulls earlier, but I think we went over that in an earlier episode. Or I probably showed them on somebody else's show because that's what I've been doing lately, is showing the stuff I get on other people's shows since I've been doing all sales shows. But anyway, sheet number 1, fan edition, cool cover. Deadpool, Mrs. Deadpool and the Howling Commandos, number 1. I don't really have any interest in either of those, so those will go into future sales. Justice League of America Wedding Special, cool, but I already have it, so that will go into a sale as well. Then we have Gargoyles number 1, which I believe I need a copy of this. It is a Disney book, even though I never watched Gargoyles, never got into the adventure cartoons. But it's a Disney book, so I need one for my collection. So I'll be keeping one. I'll be keeping that one. Green Lantern Retroactive 1980s number 1. Nice thick book. That'll also be going into a future sale. Another Gargoyles number 1. They did a lot of different versions of Gargoyles number 1. And Disney Comics in 3D. This is I was excited to get this one. I think I actually bought this one outside of the dollar grabs. I'm not sure. But I knew this existed, but I'd never seen it before. And oh, it's sealed. All right, not for long. All right, it is no longer sealed, guys. So 3D. Oh, cool. 3D glasses with Scrooge on them. Nice. Nice little touch that they did that instead of it just being just regular, the standard format 3D glasses. Cool. Never seen anybody do artwork on them or anything like that. But I, of course, have my own pair that's sitting around here somewhere. Scully's got them. There we go. And this is Carl Barks that they did in 3D. Yeah, which means it wasn't originally made for 3D, so the effects are somewhat minimal, but they work on some panels. Oh, this is a pretty cool panel. All right, I'm just gonna flip through these real quick. Oh, that's cool. That's nice. The William Van Horn panel there, and this second story, whatever. Godfredson Mickey Mouse. Yeah, it's kind of got a 3D effect, but it doesn't work real well. And then the Don Rosa's. Yeah, it's not working real well either. Looks like it really, because of Don Rosa's detailed artwork and his kind of light inking, it doesn't work real well for the 3D effects. So the William Van Horn style story is actually the one that works the best in this. Oh, that's kind of cool there. It takes it takes it uses dark ink, darker lines to its advantage in certain panels quite a bit. It shows up better as 3D image sometimes. But all right, that's very cool. Excuse me for. I know you guys are just seeing a bunch of blurry pictures there, basically. I'm not gonna put it back in that. No. Yeah, it just says. I don't think I need that bag either. So definitely be keeping that one. I have seen these before, and I can tell you they were a lot more than a couple bucks. Then we got ROM Space Knight, the foil cover. Definitely need that. I don't think I have a ROM number 1. And I did look through this one earlier, and it's a really nice copy. But it's put on like better paper. It's not newsprint like the originals were, and it's kind of weird looking at all these old ads and remembering them, but seeing them on high quality paper. It's just the old toy ads and stuff. Just seem it's cool. But it's kind of weird not seeing those on newsprint. So I'll be keeping that one as well. Fantastic Four Annual 2001, cool Galactus cover. I probably don't have this one, but it's going to go in the sale because it's a modern. Another Gargoyles number 1. I'm putting those off to the side because I have to figure out which one I want to keep. Justice League of America 0. Pretty sure I have that. Another Gargoyles number 1. Simpsons Comics number 67. Cool water tank carnival cover. Soak a Sap. So that would fit in with my collection where I want to keep, like carnival covers and amusement park covers, stuff like that. But this one will be going in the sale as well. So, and see if somebody else wants it. King Thor number 3, that will be going in the sale, and another Gargoyles number 1. So that's what I got. Thank you, Jim. It's good stuff. And I need to decide which one of these gargoyles I'm going to keep. All right, so this is definitely the front runner. That one's pretty cool too. And that one. So between these three, gotta go with this one, I think. Well, maybe I should look and see if any of them, how special some of them are. I mean, if there's not such a thing as a special one, since they made 5,000 different versions or something. I mean, there's pages. Look at this. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of Gargoyles covers. So this is cover C by Perillo. This one is E by J. Oh, it's a Jay Lee cover. Yeah, I can see his work in there. Okay. And then this one is cover D by Leslie Electrics or somebody. I don't know what that is, but it's cool. This one is cover H. This is a 10 copy incentive cover by George Cambadeus, something like that. And then this one is also a 10 copy incentive cover. This one is by Amanda Connor. All right, so these are 1 in 10s. These are just regulars. And I still think I like this one the best. I'm going to keep this one. And then these other ones will have 4 Gargoyles number 1s that will be in future sales. And that's it. That brings us to the end of our show. All this great stuff I got. Thank you once again to Jim from Sandman Mystery Comics. Check out his channel. He usually does a sale on Friday afternoons. And, yep, that's about it for today. We'll see you soon. Oh, you know what? One thing I forgot to mention at the top of the show, which I meant to mention, was no sale today, but all those sales from this week are still active because it goes Monday to Monday, Tuesday to Tuesday, Wednesday to Wednesday, Thursday to Thursday. So if you haven't seen those videos, check them out. There might be something there you want. And it's Friday, so if all goes according to plan, I should be on Friday Night Live with Crazy Hungarian's channel tonight. And, of course, we have the auction starting at 12:45 tomorrow, right after Comic Book Memories. Another great show you should be checking out on Dr. Silver Age's channel. And, yeah. We'll see you soon, guys. Thanks for watching.
Step right up, don't be shy. Join the fun, give it a try. Click that button, it's not sly. We can take this song so high. Oh, let's all click the like button. Don't just sit there doing nothing. Subscribe and be a little loving. Make our hearts keep on thumping. Do up D, it's so neat. Hit that like, feel the beat. Join the rhythm, move your feet. Subscribe and make it sweet. Oh, let's all click the like button. Don't just sit there doing nothing. Subscribe and be a little loving. Make our hearts keep on thumping. We'll be grooving night and day. With your clicks we never sway. Share the joy, sway and play. Subscribe to